West Perry ponies practice at a local elementary school in a small town in central Pennsylvania. Today it's just another day in the life of many of the boys on this field. Another chance to live out a boyhood dream or to mimic a favorite star. But to one boy, this time is a gift. You see, on this day, he gets to be like every other player and simply enjoy the sport that brought him so much joy.
Football was like my favorite sport. I played it every year. I scored a lot of touchdowns. I scored like 8 touchdowns. It was very good.
He is 11-year-old Deven Jackson, and his story begins where his life almost ended after a football practice in July of 2012.
He usually dominates the tug-of-war game. He was, you know what I mean? He usually drags the kids around on tug-of-war. And then one time at one conditioning practice, he was actually, the kid was getting the best of him. And I remember coming home, giving him a hard time. I'm like, buddy, what's the matter? What's the matter? I mean, you usually do a lot better than that, a lot better than that. He's like, oh, Dad, I'm not feeling so good. I kind of feel sick.
I was like, oh man, he got strep throat again. So my sister was going to take him to the doctors in the morning, get him his medicine. My sister picked him up, took him in to the doctors.
And he looked right under my eye and see blood. When he see blood, he's like, you just need to take him to the hospital right immediately. Like, don't stop, just go to Hershey Hospital.
That was the worst phone call I ever got in my life, because I'm like, what do you mean he got to go to the hospital, to Hershey Hospital? In the process of going to Hershey, you passed 2 other hospitals, you know?
When we got to the hospital, I just wanted them to fix him, you know what I mean? Just fix him, make him better, and it just got real bad, real fast.
Deven was exhibiting the telltale signs of meningitis, an infection affecting the brain's membranes. In a span of 24 hours, Deven had become gravely ill.
His blood pressure was dropping. They were giving him oxygen, and then they're like, you're being transferred. And it's not like they're like packing things up. We're like running to the elevator to take him upstairs, and they're like, give him a kiss, you know? And there he goes.
They were telling us that he had a 10% chance of even making it, and it was tough.
Cause it was like a chance that I wasn't gonna live or I will live. And I didn't want to die. I didn't really want that to happen. I'd rather live and let my journey go on.
Deven's journey would go on, but with his body's immune system fighting with everything it had, there would be a casualty in the fight. He would lose his legs. His mom, Michelle, would be the one to break it to Deven.
She had to do that one. I couldn't stay strong enough for him, you know what I mean, to actually be like, buddy, you're gonna wake up one of these surgeries without your legs. I couldn't do it.
My brain's like, why does he have to lose his leg? He can heal up fast. I liked the legs that I had, and I was like fast, I was quick.
And then that Friday, which was August 3rd of 2012, is when they amputated his legs. I think we took it worse than what he did. When you have a kid, you kind of map out their future, like they're going to go to college, they're going to do this, and it totally at that point we're like, we're lost, you know? How do we handle this? But he just handled it so well. He was just like, okay, I'm going to live, and then back to playing on the iPad, some games.
No matter what he was going through at the time, he always had a smile. I remember him saying that he needs water. He wants water. And I remember him saying it like, he's like, come on, please, nurse, please, just a little bit of water.
He's calling beautiful.
He's like, you're so beautiful. I mean, you're so pretty. Can I just have a little taste of water? And she's like, no, honey, I can't give you no water. I can't give you no water. That's when we kind of knew like everything was gonna be all right.
Deven's boyish sense of humor and positive outlook kept him on track as he went through months of grueling rehab to walk with prosthetics. He was still uncomfortable with his new prosthetics, but that would all change as he discovered Camp No Limits.
I thought I was the only kid that lost my legs. I thought there was nobody else that had legs. I thought they were all normal.
Camp No Limits is about the whole family, so we include the parents, the siblings, the campers, so those with the limb loss or limb difference. You know, it's about that camaraderie and being together and, you know, knowing that there's no limits out there of what's, you know, what they're able to do, giving them the confidence and the self-esteem to be comfortable with themselves.
Deven just got his prosthetics maybe like 6 weeks prior, walking somewhat, but he wouldn't wear his legs. They weren't comfortable. And at that point, as parents, we're like, is this what this is gonna be like?
I remember Cameron Clapp, Deven's first time at the camp, he's walking around 2 crutches. Cameron's like, no, you take these things away from him. He took them away from him, and he's like, I'm not giving these back to you. He's like, you're gonna walk, by the time you get off this camp, you ain't gonna use these crutches no more.
And that's when Deven got to run for the first time. For us, to see him run again and like, he put him on and he just took off.
Deven wasn't the only person who found encouragement through the camp. Michelle and Dave did as well.
It's refreshing. You're able to talk to other parents, and it kind of like helps you go through the motions of that you were angry, sad that this all happened. I hope one day that Deven's able to go back to these camps and volunteer and show other kids that you can do anything. Just because you lost your legs doesn't mean it stops you.
After realizing what is possible with prosthetics, Deven looked for a way to begin enjoying sports again.
My teacher said, my son wrestles, you can probably wrestle. Came home from school, I asked my dad, can I wrestle? He's like, what about we wait? I can teach you some moves.
I wrestled, I was like, I'll show you some wrestling moves and we'll work on this year. And I was like, then next year you can wrestle. I was like, then you'll be better prepared.
I went back to school, I got a paper, signed up. I said, Dad, get ready, because I'm doing wrestling. He goes, okay.
I was very proud of him for doing it. And then I also was very proud of him, his very first match, getting in front of everybody, taking his legs off, and actually getting down on the mat and wrestling with the kids in front of everybody watching.
Come on, Deven! Come on!
And he won the match, and it was great. It was a great feeling again. Like, it showed me that he was never giving up.
And I told my dad, I said the one day, I said, Dad, I want to play football.
We told him, if you work really, really hard this summer and run and be able to compete with the other kids, yes, we'll sign you up for football.
And that's what they did. After getting medically cleared and working with the league, Deven would get his wish and joined practice with the West Perry Ponies.
Deven coming out for the team, for my team this year, I was curious about actually how it would be.
And then the first day of practice, I did excellent. I was very proud for myself because with my blades, I had a personal trainer. I worked and worked because my dad's like, he needs to get a personal trainer so then we can get him fast. I felt my muscles were getting stronger. I was the first kid with running blades playing football. Like people that with legs, like they look at you like, hey, that kid can't probably do anything. He's not that good. But then we show them, like, we're stronger, we can get better.
That was like a miracle. I mean, you couldn't go from losing your legs, thinking you could never play football again, and then actually playing. I mean, he proved me wrong every single time. I mean, something I think he's not gonna be able to do it, he turns around and does it.
He is an inspiration. He truly is. Coming out with his prosthetics and being able to compete and getting knocked down, getting back up, and having that energy and that push and that drive to do that is inspiration to the team, inspiration to the organization, to be quite honest, probably an inspiration to youth football generally.
Come on, Deven! Woo!
And on the one game, there was like a perfect game. It was just like perfect. And I scored my touchdown, got an extra point, tackles. That was like my most favorite day. I couldn't even forget about that day.
This one kid, he said something, Marky, I'll never forget the season. He's like, play like it's your last, because you never know when it's going to be your last time playing. And after that, man, it seemed like the kids just took off that whole season. Went undefeated, won the Super Bowl, and Marky, the kid that was the MVP of the game, turned around and gave Deven an MVP trophy.
The football players and parents weren't the only ones supporting Deven. People from the local community came out in droves to help with anything they could, from fundraisers to building Deven a new home.
There's been truly so many amazing people that have helped, donated all their time and labor to help build this house that's 100% handicap accessible for Deven. And everything's in Deven's name, so this house will be Deven's.
There's strangers coming up helping building houses. I mean, coming up helping put the roof on. People I never even knew, they're just volunteering their time to help out with Deven. It was great. I mean, I couldn't thank them enough. I mean, very overwhelming.
Deven was working hard to overcome the struggle of losing his legs and was becoming an inspiration to people all over the country. When word of Deven's story got to Eagles head coach Chip Kelly, he gave Deven a call.
Coach Kelly, he said, "Do you want to come out and lead the team out for the Eagles?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "One thing, Coach." I said, "Can I have a helmet?" He goes, "Well, sure. We'll give you anything."
He's like, "Can I have a helmet? Can I wear a helmet, Coach?" But it was the cutest thing, and he was so excited.
Yeah, he kind of wanted to be part of the team. Like, he wanted to be there, and he actually wanted to play. He's like, "Dad, you think the coach would give me shoulder pads and stuff too? I can get out there and start hitting some guys too and stuff." And I was like, "Oh man, boy, it was a trip. It's just to see that, you know what I mean? Like, I thank Chip Kelly a lot.
I loved that day. Like, it was so awesome. And with my teammates too. And they cheered me on when I came through the tunnel. When I ran through there, they're probably like, "Oh, look, there's the kid." He just like zoomed right past there. He's like, "He's probably pretty fast. He should be playing some football."
You can't be around Deven without believing in him and his ability. Everything comes back to football. And to no surprise, guess what Deven wants to be when he grows up?
An NFL football player. I want to be in the Hall of Fame. I want to be the first player that plays on prosthetic legs.
We just always try to stay mostly positive, like, "Hey, you want to try it? We can do it, you know, find a way, you gotta," you know, and he's understood that, you know, you want to play football and you want to do these things, you're going to have to work harder than you used to, but you're going to appreciate it that much more.
They said you can do anything in life. You can do anything.
Of course, if we could go back, you hit that rewind button and you wouldn't get sick and none of this would have happened. But you can't, you know, so I think with everything that happened, it opened whole other opportunities and doors that Deven can do. Like, there's the Paralympics, and there's so many other opportunities that Deven can do with his life, including the NFL, I guess.